bitch, I'll blow your brains out. You don't tell me what to do up in here. I'm the man of the house. Now, can you imagine that? See, for the critics who, say that I'm too harsh, well, I would beg to differ that mom would feel that way. I would beg to differ that the mother would have a problem with my approach in coming to her home when she's exhausted all her resources and no one is helping her from getting abused by her 13-year-old child. And she has no uncles or no brothers or the police been called, the police ain't helping. The mother's trying to get the child to go to therapy, but the child is telling the mother, hell, I'm not going to therapy. So how's the mother gonna get the child to therapy to get help if the child is beating the mother's behind and telling the mother, no, I'm not going to therapy. What you gonna do? You can't make me.
You're tuned in to Kaz TV.
We had a conversation the other week about like tough love and, how tough love to the world many times seems like, oh, you're just being mean. You just want to hurt people. You don't really care about how they are. But you just expressed how the thing that causes you, for anyone that hasn't seen your page, some would say you're very tough on some of the children. But the reason you are is because you're passionate about them not ending up where you ended up, right? And so explain what you've come across when it comes to when you got started or even now. Do you face any criticism of people that are like, you're a little too mean, you need to be a little more nice to the children? That's not going to work. Do you come across that at all?
Man, you are a true professional, Zach.
Zach, he's good. Yeah, he's good.
Zach has all the Walter Cronkite, he nails it. So that's a great question. Let me answer it like this, right? Let me answer it like this. We have, and this is not me bragging. I promise you, I don't care. This is not that. I'm giving you the truth. We have over 85% success rate in over 10 years. We have an over 85% success rate with at-risk youth or troubled children, however you want to define it, right? Children that have been seeing therapists for years, mothers who have exhausted all their resources to get their child helped who is whooping their behinds, and they have got no help. These are children that I deal with in most cases, not all, but in most cases, these are very, very violent children, very out of control, disrespectful children who are literally spitting in their mother's face and calling their mothers bitchs and telling them, if you don't do what I say, I'll call CPS on you and make you lose your job and get you arrested. I'm dealing with children who are pissing in hand sanitizers, you understand, to get back at their parents. I'm dealing with children who are pulling guns on their mothers and saying, bitch, I'll blow your brains out. You don't tell me what to do up in here. I'm the man of the house. Now, can you imagine that? See, for the critics who, say that I'm too harsh, well, I would beg to differ that mom would feel that way. I would beg to differ that the mother would have a problem with my approach in coming to her home when she's exhausted all her resources and no one is helping her from getting abused by her 13-year-old child. And she has no uncles or no brothers or the police been called, the police ain't helping. The mother's trying to get the child to go to therapy, but the child is telling the mother, hell, I'm not going to therapy. So how's the mother going to get the child to therapy to get help if the child is beating the mother's behind and telling the mother, no, I'm not going to therapy. What you going to do? You can't make me. And the mother's scared of her child. What is that mom going to do? So for those who think that the prison doctor is too harsh on those types of children, because those are the type of children that I deal with mostly. And today, those children are not acting that way. In a lot of those cases, those children are very much transformed. I'm dealing with children that are doing things, guys, that the world don't want to know. They don't want to talk about it. It's too painful to talk about it because they have no solutions. You understand? Wow. So those who criticize are oftentimes the people who are not going into these homes and not would even dare go into some of the homes I go into. I go into gang member homes in South Central LA. You guys know that. You've seen my videos. I'm dealing with kids who are in gangs in South Central LA or here in Atlanta. You understand? Mm-hmm. That are some serious subjects. And I'm helping these kids transform their lives from the behavior that they're doing. So for those who criticize, it's only because they are not doing it and they won't do it. Right. That's why they criticize. So what we call that in today's language is hater. haters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the ones who need my help, those parents who are getting rescued, they applaud me. They thank me.
Right.
And even the kids eventually thank me. They send me letters all the time, or they'll send me a text saying, hey, prison doctor, you know, it was a rough start, but I'm so glad that you helped me because I see I was going down the wrong path now. I see that I could be better than what I was, man. And I thank you for helping me. See, so those are the ones that make me smile like that.
Yeah. It's kind of like the guy that's watching football on TV. He's 400 pounds sitting on the couch with the beer, and he's like, oh, he should have ran it this way. Yeah, I would have done it this way. You know, it's like, what are you talking about?
And it's also interesting you say that the kids eventually they thank you, right?
You do.
You're tough on them, you're hard on them, and they come back and they say, prison doctor, thank you for what you did. You helped turn me around. It's interesting because kids do love discipline and they love structure. Yes. You might not think they do because they might complain, they might resist, but they actually do love it, right? And I see that working in the classroom. The teachers that have the most structure, discipline, hey, we do things this way. I'm not going to let you slide. Those are the teachers they actually end up liking, right?
That's right.
Compared to the teacher that just lets everything happen.
That's right. Isn't it interesting? You know, that's what men used to do. Men used to be the face of discipline and structure. That was part of their makeup as men. Mm-hmm. That's why our men today have become so weak, is that they don't even know how to give discipline and proper structure. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to give proper discipline and structure to our children. You know why? Because most of our men in today's society don't have discipline and structure. That's why most of our men today are not married today. Most of our men today can't hold a job for more than 90 days because of a lack of discipline. They can't run a household. They can't write a check or balance a bank book. You understand? They don't know how to pay bills or because they don't have structure and discipline. That's why they can be with multiple women and idolize, all this very sexualized society that tells you that you're not a man unless you have multiple women, unless you have multiple sex partners. See, that's not really a man. You understand? That's an undisciplined, unstructured individual. And at the core of our children, they know that and they don't respect that.
Right. And you know what's interesting is you notice that because you are a man, you know what it takes to build a man. And today, actually, before we got on here, I was talking to my wife. She was with our son, and he was in the bathroom, and she was like, he said to her, "I want to take a bath," and she said, "Son, you already took a bath. It's time to go." He said, "I want to take another bath." She said, "No, we're not going to take a bath. You already took a bath." And then 2 minutes later, I hear the water running, and I go in there, and I see her turning the water on for him. And I said, "What are you doing? You told him no. You have to stick to that."
That's right.
And then and I think that I don't think it's not necessarily her fault. Women are designed different than men. Right. Men are designed different than women. Their natural tendency, the way they're designed, is the baby's crying, I've got to feed the baby. That's the way that the baby survives, is the mom takes care of their needs right then. But if a guy is not in the picture to step in and make that separation sometimes, like then the child grows up, a boy grows up and remains a boy and does all those things you're talking about. Absolutely. And so let me ask you this. Is a lot of the criticism that you get, is it more male, female leaning, or is it like 50-50 people that are critical about your style? Because I could understand why maybe women may not understand it. And in good intention, they may say, hey, that's bad, because they don't understand what it may take to be a man. But is it 50-50? Is it mostly women? Is it mostly men, or what?
No comparison. Men, hands down, are the haters.
Wow.
What?
I wasn't expecting that.
It's men. I don't read a lot of my posts or comments. I don't even do it. I have a team now. I have a staff. Your boy kind of blew up a little bit. So I have a staff, and they actually read some of the stuff, and they'll tell me and report back to me about a lot of stuff. And they'll show me some of the comments, if they think it's something, But I would say at least 70% of the negative comments that I get and the haters are from men. But what I notice on social media, let me say this though, let me make this perfectly clear. When they do the research, they find out that a lot of these are fake accounts or they're zero posts.
Okay.
You know, it'd be the person saying something negative. He don't have no picture of himself and no accurate information about how to find him or where he lives.
Yeah.